Hi Edward students, Miss Vincent here. Okay, so earlier what we had made is we made stamping with natural objects. What we're going to do now is we're also going to do stamping with natural objects, but this time we're going to do a watercolor background, and then on top of that we're going to do an acrylic stamp on top of it. Now normally we don't do a darker background, but because it's watercolor we can do that, and then we're going to put an acrylic stamp on top of that using natural stamps. Okay, so I showed you those earlier in our video beforehand, but I'll show you those again so you can see what they look like. So here are the natural objects that we found on our walking tour, and we're going to use those. So here we go. So first off, remember that you want to get your can. You can use a tin can, and then you fill it up halfway with water. Also, you want to have a rag that is wet, so that way you can, and not too wet, not soaking. Remember, you twist it off. And then you want to have a bigger brush or a smaller brush. Have those ready to go. Now, you don't have to use a darker color. You can use any color. It depends upon the watercolors that you had. You might have had a lighter color. That's fine too. So if you have a lighter color, you can use that. And then you can use a darker color on top of it. But I'm just letting the people know that if they had those, you could have used those. Okay? So here we go. I'm going to take the watercolor. I'm going to put it onto my palette. And you don't have to use very much because it's watercolor. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take it a little bit. Look at just a little bit. Okay. Now I'm going to put the lid back on there. I'm going to dip my brush in the water. Then I'm going to apply, and you can see that it smudges out and it becomes a lot more. Whoops, I forgot to cut my paper. It's all right. So I'm going to cut my paper real quick. So now I have my paper cut and it's ready to go. All right, so I have my paper, and I'm just gonna do a wash onto here. And you can see that it's washing like that. That's the watercolor wash. I'm gonna go ahead and tape it on to my board here so you can see what I'm doing. Like that. So I'm doing a watercolor wash on the back of here. That way it will have two different colors when I do the stamping. Now, for the students that want to, they can do it where it gets, this is different than the dry brushing. The dry brushing is what we did earlier in a different lesson. On the back wall over there, you can see these are the dry brushing techniques. The watercolor wash is when you apply water to it. Okay. Very nice. You could, if you wanted to, more advanced students, or if you want to practice this in any way, you can start where it gets darker and then you get lighter as you go down. But we can do that in a different lesson later on. This one I want to work more on the stamps. All right. Well, now that I said it, I kind of want to do it. But cool. So I have my background down there. It's not really gonna make a big difference of me blowing on it, but it is what it is. I'm gonna clean my brush in my water. Just to help it dry a little bit, I'll take my rag. Ooh, it kind of does a little stamping effect just by doing that. show you. See, you can see the stamping effect just by doing the rag. Happy accident. Wowzers. Okay, so I think I'm gonna do this flower. It's, even though it's kind of close to that color, it's not gonna come out that color because it's paint. Okay, I'm taking this white, gonna shake it up. Shake it up, shake it up, woo hoo hoo hoo. Yeah, Miss Vincent, come on, you're an art teacher, not a singer. Okay, I'm gonna put it on there. Now, I'm gonna show you something later, but I'm gonna start here. I'm just foreshadowing. Okay, now I am going to go ahead and paint my little flower petals. And my little fingers, they got painted too. Here we go. You will get a little painted. What happened here? Oh, okay. Oh my goodness. Jeez, it looks so cool. Oh, okay. There you go. So I have this painted. Now I'm gonna take this and I am gonna push it down onto my art and use my fingers to kind of press down onto here. Okay, I'll lift it. I'll show you what it turned out looking like. You can see it there. I'm gonna do this a couple times because I really liked how this ended up looking. But what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna mix some of the watercolor, that was the purple, I'm gonna put it into that white. And because sometimes we can kind of slightly change this white color and see what happens. Okay, so I'm gonna put it here, but I'm not gonna press down all the way. Let's see. Oh, I do want to press down all the way. I don't like what that looked like. So I'm going to press down and put it in a different location. I put it at about halfway down, but on the other side of the paper. And I'm going to lift it up. Okay, I'm going to do it one more time. I'm going to put the paint on it. This one of the leaves just fell off. But I'm going to save that leaf and make it look like it's blowing in the wind. Okay. You know what? I'm going to glue this onto it. Instead of it just being stamped, I think I'm going to end up gluing it on. I love that look. Yeah, okay. Let me show you what I know it's supposed to be stamped, but I think I'm going to end up being a mixed media piece. I just want to. Just became something else. Okay, so I ended up doing this. So I did this 3, 1, 2, and then 3. And then I'm gonna leave it like this. And then I might end up leaving it just like it is right now. And then I'm gonna, afterwards, I'm gonna leave the paint here to show how it was created and the leaf fell off. And then I'll take some glue later and I'm gonna glue it on. But you're gonna have to, when you put glue on this, you're gonna have to put a lot of glue on it and you're gonna have to let it set like that for a day or even longer, maybe 2 days, but you're gonna have to leave it flat like that. I might add a couple more little things. Let's see which one would be good. I'm gonna look in here for inspiration. Maybe this. Ooh, that looks kind of cool. Ooh, that one. This is it. This is it for sure. I think we need some luck right now. Yeah, some luck would be nice. And I like the green. So I know we were starting off with stamping, but at the same time, I think it might be a little bit of stamping and mixed media. So sometimes one thing, you need to let the art speak to you. Let nature speak to you. so for this one, I'm just gonna put this on the paper like this, and I'm gonna go around it. So I'm gonna so this is a little bit trickier. I'm letting the wood it's like an outline of it instead. Let's see how that turns out. That's all right. Okay, so I'm putting it inside where the paintbrush goes, like that. It's interesting. Oh, Miss Vincent, you're a silly goose. Okay, so I'm gonna show you what that looks like. Then I think I'm just gonna glue the pine cone into it. Show you how that looks. Okay, so for gluing stuff down, I'm gonna take a lot of glue, gobs of glue. You think it's enough? It's not. So I'm gonna take this glue and put it there. Let it stay. Okay, I'm gonna take this clover for look, and I'm going to put the glue onto it, and you need more glue than you think that you're gonna need. So take that glue and apply it and press down. And I think I might take the stem off of it right there. That looks great. Now, even though it has the paint on it, I'm gonna pull that paint off and apply the glue underneath it. And even in that flower, the paint will actually help it to stay, but you're gonna have to apply more glue to it. So I'm pulling it up, and we're almost done. Perfect. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna be able to hold it up for you. So instead I'm gonna bring you to it so you can see what it looks like. Okay, so that's what the finished artwork looks like. This is a stamped piece mixed media artwork. Okay, so when you're done, you're gonna want to let it sit like that for a day, maybe two, because of the glue. So, thank you, Royals, for making this with me. This is a stamping with natural objects mixed media artwork. Art is the heart. Bring that heart into your home and add some color. Bye. See you next time.